everybody, and welcome to round number 15 of Season 5 of the Sunoco Elite Series. We are here for 60 laps around Twin Ring Motegi, a track that we were here last season for, and it was a very chaotic and controversial race. But they made some changes to this track going into this season, and it just barely made the cut. And a lot of people actually have pretty high hopes because of the changes they made to the grooves, the grip. Everything seems pretty new here, even though this track is one that's pretty familiar. We have some things to talk about today, which is why this intro is going to be so long. There was recent news that Epic Motorsports was shutting down after the season, and it has come true. That they're shutting down, and they've actually given their assets to Thundersport GP, who will take their place in Rank A next season. Which they're going to be renamed to Thundersport Racing Australia. That's the news that's been very big lately, is the Thundersport Racing Australia news. A lot of big news on that. But they are keeping the lineup for next season because they're already contracted as a team. Lorenzo Log's number was announced to be the 0, sponsored by Hardee's, with the inclusion of Thundersport. But on pole position today, the person who's been on form for the past few races, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. on pole position today, your Season 2 champion. Fitzwater has been on such a good pace. In the last few races, he's been making up a lot of time and lost time in the championship, even though he probably can't win the championship at this point. He's going to try to make up as many spots as he can. Starting on pole position here today gives us a lot of hope for the future of Fitzwater Australia Racing. Alongside Gerard Ron, the last season that Gerard Ron will be driving for Epic Motorsports. Instead, he'll drive for Thundersport Racing Australia next season because they've been confirmed. All 4 have been confirmed with the team. But Gerard Ron's still looking for his first career win in his 5th season. On row 2, you got Carson Bowers, who is staying at Fitzwater Australia Racing next season, along with a new driver coming, Nathan Ormond, in the 43 next season, replacing Max Anderson. Still don't know where Anderson's going, but Carson Bowers, your 6-time winner in the Sunoco Elite Series, tied with a few other people, looking to get another one here today. Alongside your points leader, John Art, starting in 4th is such a big threat today, but to finally see that he's really picking his pace up. He's had a bad luck the last few races, and he's had okay positions here and there, but he hasn't been on form that he was earlier this season. But now he's finally looking like he's getting back into it. Starting on row 2 could be a huge threat going forward. On row 3, we got someone who we haven't seen up here in a long time. Aiden Shepard is not qualifying the top 19 in a while. It's been a while since we've seen Shepard this high up on the grid in starting order. Ever since his injury, he hasn't been up to pace. But Aiden Shepard starting P5 today. Very, very big hopes for him going forward. Looks like Dan Bartlett, again, as we mentioned last race, he's confirmed to go back to Trailblazer, a 2-car team next season. Bartlett, so much hope, and they might reach rank A rank B come next season. If they can keep up this pace, Bartlett starting P6 could ignite that. On row 4, you got Skyla Johnson still looking to become the first female winner, which she has been reconfirmed to Shock Allison Racing, along with Ryan Griffin to join in that 2-car team operation. So Skyla Johnson's going to have a new teammate next season, but Ryan Griffin is no stranger to racing. He's replaced some drivers in the past. He replaced Aiden Shepard last season. He's been a part-timer this season. He's done pretty good. Ryan Griffin, some hopes for him next season, but Skyla Johnson trying to finish this season out and get a win. Alongside Sean Angel, which surprisingly has not gotten a ride yet in silly season. There's only a few rides left. But Sean Angel, your Sunoco Royale winner, 2-time winner. He's done so well this season. He's improved so much in the last few seasons since he's arrived. And Sean Angel just trying to get another ride. Some rumors going around that he might go to full frontal. But those are just rumors. On row 5, you got Jimmy Perez. I'm going forward. You got Jimmy Perez in the 64. No idea where he's going to go because someone has taken his ride at the team in his specific car. He might move to the other car, not sure. But that would be Gatlin Downey moving to Hood Huddleston Stuco Racing. Jimmy Perez still looking for a ride. Very much potential with him. He's just got to hope he can get a ride. Alongside Ryan Monaco, again, still his last season. He hasn't come out of retirement. Ryan Monaco going to finish up this season, then there's the command. He's going to finish up this season, then he'll go on the box with Monaco Dynasty and just work with that team on the box for a while, so start to see him go. Again, you got some contenders back here, people who have rides. Mulcher and Curtis both going to Maverick or Monarch next season. Very weird for them. Roush still hunting the points lead, but he's got some time to make up today. Looking back through the field, where's the other points contender? We're missing Jovic. There he is. Jovic's here. Did we see Windhelm on the way by? Yep, we did. Windhelm's here. Points contenders are all at least decently high in the pack. Not too many near the rear. You got Brock back there. You got Finn Guy. And 2 Mavericks bring up the rear. They did not have a good qualifying Maverick, and they're hoping to make it up today. Doesn't look like we actually had an issue off the start. We had a few of those at Calder Park, which was disappointing. But it doesn't look like we're going to have those issues today. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. been on such a great form the last few races, a form we haven't seen him on since his season 2 days. And there's actually a lot of hope that he may actually climb his team back up in rank B and fight for a championship next season, which would be amazing to see Fitzwater back fighting for a championship. But out of the last corner, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. will lead it down to the green flag here in Twin Ring Motegi in Japan. 60 laps around this fairly large speedway. Green flag is in the air. An amazing start for Fitzwater. That was an absolutely incredible start from the 59. As he's able to jump out in front of Iran before the first corner, but that may come back to bite him if Iran can get his nose under at a 2, but Carson Bowers might have other plans. As I race down the back straightaway, he is, Iran, going to try to make the move on Fitzwater. As he'll be successful, it's fairly easy to make a move here. Shepard fighting with Fitzwater. Shepard back on the form we saw him in Pensacola. He's fighting for second now. Lap 1 is complete. Gerard Iran, your leader. You can get past them fairly easy, but if you're fighting, you're losing time. If you're fighting, loses a lot of time, which is why Gerard Iran's getting a little bit of a gap. It won't stick. Shepard, now that he's got the clean air, now that he's got no one on his insides, he'll hunt him down. And that's Anderson. Even though Fitzwater's been dropping back, Anderson gained a lot of position off the start. He didn't even start in the top 10, and he's already fighting with Fitzwater. Arndt. Mulcher. Mulcher's been gaining a lot of positions as well. He started outside the top 10. Anderson in the top 5. Max Anderson, the 7-time winner in the Sunoco Elite Series. Second on the all-time win list, only down to William Brock. Shepard out of the groove. He'll get passed up by Skylar Johnson. Kieran Mulcher. Max Anderson. Possibly John R. You get out of the groove here and you suffer. We saw that with Fitzwater. He dropped back pretty far, but now he's with his teammate. These two can work together. They can get up there. Anderson blocking Mulcher, trying to get the line on him. You see Skylar Johnson here trying to make a move on the 91 of Gerard Iran. Trying to bring home wins for Epic Motorsports in their last season, because after this season, it isn't like a transfer like Maverick Wolf Racing where they keep their wins. Epic Motorsports will go down, and the new team taking his place, Thundersport GP, will start gaining wins from 0. So this is their last season to get wins. Fitzwater Australia and Full Frontal are tied with them in the Constructors win list. All 3 teams at 16 wins, but Anderson, oh, a great push. His caution is out. I don't think he got him. He did not. Gerard Iran going to keep it at the line. Lap 5, there's already a caution. We expected some cautions in this race. Anderson looking very strong today. We'll be back. 3 wide coming out of 4, and there'd be some issues between Duncan, Finn Guy, and Vincent. I saw Brock went around ahead of them, but Brock seems to be alright. But a lot of people will be damaged, and Clever Haas crew especially. You see Paulson and Duncan have damage. Duncan does not seem to have too much, just some on the left side. And he'll be fine. Although, the one of Paulson, not looking good. He may have some issues in the pits going forward. He seems to be up to pretty good speed, though. So, I wouldn't count him out just yet. But there was your finish at the line, coming to the caution. We'll be back at the green. So as they come out of 2, we're getting ready to get set to go green again. No pits. Pits aren't really an issue here. These cars are known for being able to go long stints in different types of race conditions. And this track isn't really too hard on tires. The fuels runs are pretty good. So, Jordan going to lead it back to the green flag. Anderson, though, has been such a threat. Even in these first few laps, he's been such a threat. Hunted straight through the pack and met up at the front. Almost got the lead at the line before coming to caution. But it'll be Jordan leading it back down to the green flag, trying to get that first career win, but it's only lap 8 of 60 here in Twin Ring Motegi in Japan. As they come down, can Anderson get him on the start? Green flag back in the air in Japan, lap 8. Expect a few cautions today, so that may not be the last one, but Anderson already making the move. Anderson is so quick today. This is the form we know Max Anderson for. We know that he's strong. We know that he's fast, and he's proving it now. Anderson out front, and that's a name we haven't heard out front in a while, ever since Bermuda last season when he won it over Mulcher. Max Anderson, a name that everyone knows in this sport. It's a name that was on top on Season 3, absolutely dominant, got another few wins in Season 4, but has kind of dropped off the grid this season, hasn't had the form. He is your Season 3 champion, and on the team, the only team with 2 drivers' titles to their name, which is Fitzwater in Season 2 and Anderson in Season 3. It doesn't look like they're going to get a championship this season. They haven't had the form they wanted. They're in a rank C position, but Anderson really trying to make up the time, really trying to make up the spots, and it looks like he really is. This is the Anderson we all know. But he's got John Hart. John Hart's been so rejuvenated this season. He's been so quick this season. Going back to this team next season, he's so confident. He's on a confidence high right now. He had an absolutely amazing run in the last quarter of the season last season. So we're heading into that last quarter, and a lot of people have got to be scared of this 05, because if he gets on the pace that we saw him in last season at this time, it's going to be no contest. Arndt's going to win this championship. There's going to be no one who can stop him. He's going to steamroll the competition, and it's up to only a few people to stop him, and those few people do not seem to be in sight. One of them, Scott Roush, Dak Jovic. Where is Hans Windhelm? Hans Windhelm. Good job. We see another caution out, lap 12. First few laps, expected to have some cautions before we actually tame it down, so... Curtis. They're coming back to the line. Max Anderson leads it back down to the line here in Twin Ring Motegi. Arndt in second, Johnson third, Mulcher fourth, and Carlson round out your top 5. What happened to Curtis? Some battling between Halleck and Curtis on track, and it would just be a misjudgment out of the corner, and Curtis would go in the wall. Would almost hit some people, but no one else would get involved. Minor spin, no big deal. No one else was involved, and it seems we're just going to have to restack and get ready to go again. We'll be back. So some early cautions have seen some shake-up, then closing people in. We expect the cautions to calm down. We do. Because through the tests that we've had, we had a few wrecks here and there, and it mainly happened on the start of the practice sessions when everyone was out on track, everyone was aggressive. And once it actually started to thin out a little bit, it started to calm down. So we kind of expect that to be what happens. So we might get one more caution, and then it'll kind of tame out, and we'll be good for the rest of the race. So expect maybe one more caution before the race is over, maybe within the first few laps of this run, or maybe it'll be near the end. Who knows? But Max Anderson will lead it back down to the green flag, but now he's got John Hart on his tail. This is a rivalry a lot of people probably want to see between these two. But Max Anderson leading it back down the green flag in Twin Ring Motegi in Japan, lap 16 to 60. Green flag is back in the air. We've had equal 6 laps runs every single time. How will it fare this time? Unlike on the last restart, second place did not immediately overtake first because Anderson is on a much quicker pace than everyone else is. He's got a much better setup. He's just faster. Everyone's got to worry about that 05 though. John Arndt, been on such a good pace this season. Even if we discount his last season in such a great pace this season, has a win to his name coming in Road America. There's not much to say about him. He's just been really quick. He used to be one of the most unlucky guys in the competition, one of the slower guys in the competition. Always that change in caution. Back out. Did not expect it this early. We may have a Crash Fest on our hands. We'll be back. The Crash Fest continues as Caldwell and Sunoco would misjudge out of the corner. And once again, we would see a minor spin. It seems to be a pattern forming that it just seems to be 2-3 car spins. And that's it. There's no big wrecks happening. It's just small wrecks that seem to just close the back up again. Let's hope this gets solved. I don't want a whole wreck fest. Not even halfway through the race though, so it'll probably tame out. Alright. We're hoping this calms down. 3 cautions in 20 laps. Not a very good thing to see, but we may actually see some action taken if it keeps up. But Max Anderson once again lead down the green flag. This time, can John Arndt take advantage of the 43 on this start? If he can get a good start and get down his inside, we may see a great battle unfold. No cautions. Knock on wood. Cross your fingers. Green flag back in the air in Japan. Lap 21 of 60. Easily been the most wreckfesty race we've had all season. We're hoping it calms down. Anderson, another great start from the 43. This 43 has been on form today, on a form that no one else has seen so far. It may change, though, as I see that Shepard has moved his way into the top 5. I see Gerardo Ron is getting back into it. I see Angels getting into it. Fitzwater has seemed to drop off a little bit, though. Your pole sitter. Not doing too well. Come on. No caution. No caution. Keep it green. Keep it green. We're green through the first lap of the run. I'm praying that we keep it green. But now, it seems that Arndt may actually begin to close that gap on the 43. Out of the corner. Come on. No caution. Come on. Keep it green. Don't be aggressive. Arndt actually being closed in by the 99. That is Skylar Johnson. Shock Allison Racing been on a great form this season. Caution, no caution, no caution, no caution, no caution, no caution. We're good. I think we're going to go caution free in this run. Anderson. It's now starting. He's being put under pressure by both of them now. Arndt really close it in now. Oh boy, this is a rivalry that I think a lot of people want to see. Max Anderson versus John Arndt this season is going to be fun. Both of the La Colina winners last season. No, Anderson didn't win. He barely came up short to the person 3 spots behind him. Kieran Mulcher. Shepard beginning to make a move on Kieran Mulcher now. Shepard moving up through the order. Again, he started in 5th. He's gone up and down since then. Got as high as 2nd so far today. Has not led a lap, though. Still battling with Kieran Mulcher. Shepard staying right where he is next season. He's going back in this 34. Just a lot of hopes for Ian Shepard going. He's always had a lot of hopes for him. But his injuries have been hurting him the last few seasons. This season and last season, he's had an injury in both. One, he was out for 1 race. This season, he was out for 3. But Shepard seems to be getting over his injury. He's in 4th now. Now he's got to go after Skylar Johnson. Anderson will lead another lap. We've been caution-free the last few. So it looks like we're going to keep it green. If we're caution-free for a good amount of time, it looks like that we're just going to stay green for a bit. So I'm happy about that we stayed green. I'm happy that we predicted that correctly, that it was just a few cautions, we were back good. Anderson, though, Arndt cannot seem to close this gap. He got really close to him at one point, but then Anderson was able to kick it up another notch and start to gap him again. Anderson's not getting away exactly. He still only has 3.5 tenths. It's not that far. Your fastest lap on track, out of Alexander Rowe. He started near the rear with his teammate Jack Halleck. Well, already into the top 10. He started at the tail end of the field, and he's in the top 10. Where's his teammate Halleck? 22nd. These guys had a terrible qualifying, and they're doing very, very well in this race, despite starting where they did. Even Halleck. Same with Finguy. Finguy started near the rear. Irvine started near the rear. These people started near the rear, and they're hunting. There's a real hunt going on between a lot of people. Shepard now on the hunt from Bowers. Fitzwater, Australia, again, they're so rejuvenated from the last few races they've had. Fitzwater, though, not on pace that he'd want to be. But he's got his teammates up here carrying the torch, and they really are. Bowers fighting for 5th, and Anderson leading this race, as that was a 4/10 cut on John Art last time around. Skylar Johnson right on the back of Arndt. Is he gonna make the move, or is Mulcher gonna make it first? How'd the gap? A little tiny gain out of John Arndt. Not much. Shepard just pulled his fastest lap of the race at a 35.388. That is your 14th fastest driver. Not too impressive, but it's something. Now Ryan Monaco making the move. That is Shepard's teammate making the move on Carson Bowers. Shepard on Mulcher and possibly Skylar Johnson. Ooh, Shepard making moves now. He's done waiting for people, and now he's got his teammate backing him up. These two are coming through together. And you got Roush not far from that. Roush Racing Enterprises is looking very strong today, but not as strong as the 43. But Arndt beginning to close that gap back down. It got all the way up to almost 8/10, and it's back down to about 4/10 of a second. If he keeps this up, he could catch him in no time at all. Shepard on the inside of Skylar Johnson. He'll take 3rd away. Shepard, now he's got to start going after Arndt. Shepard's, even though he hasn't set that lap, he's been one of the fastest cars all day so far, because he's been consistent with his laps, not because he's faster than the rest. It's not Halleck. Now Halleck is the fastest lap. Maverick's so quick. But he doesn't have the fastest lap, but he's staying consistent. He's pulling consistent laps that are just keeping him going through this order. And Shepard up into 3rd now. Now let's go check on Halleck. He is your fastest lap of the race. He's up to 15th. Just got past his teammate, Paul Jackson, for that position. Now these two are together, and they got Rowe not far. So the Constructors' points leaders making up some time. Now Skylar Johnson and Kieran Mulcher beginning to battle, and that's closing in Ryan Monaco, Shepard's teammate. They just fought with Shepard. Now they may have to fight with Ryan Monaco. Again, Arndt cutting a little more time. Half a tenth. Half a tenth is big. That's a big gain when it's only 4/10 that you're off. Shepard, though, seems to be gaining just as much. And it's a loss out of both of them. No one's gaining. Oh, and here's Roush now, making a move on Bowers. Oh my god, Roush Racing Enterprises is scary right now. They are hunting through this pack. Roush making the move on his teammate now. He knows Arndt's up there. He knows he needs to kick it up a little bit. Get to Arndt. Get through him. You're 2nd in points. Scott Roush, he won here last time. Ooh. Oh, we almost just had another caution between the 35 and 39, but Scott Roush now gonna start going after the 40 and the 99 as the 34 is now on the back. Shepard versus Arndt now. Shepard took both Mulcher and Skylar Johnson in a single lap. Can he take John Arndt? Now Mulcher starting to make up some time. Roush getting ever so close to these guys, though. Roush seems to be pretty much your fastest guy out here. Yeah, 2nd fastest lap of the race just set. Roush seems to be your fastest guy right now. He seems to have the pace. Oh, but there's Mulcher. setting your second fastest lap of the race. Malcher's kicking it up. Anderson's just sticking at his normal pace. But Arndt is not on pace right now. And he's holding up the rest of the pack. Once Shepard gets through him, Shepard's going to start a hunt after that 43 car. Could Anderson get number 8 today, or will Shepard go for... Oh boy, what is this for Shepard? Is it number 4 or is it number 5? Oh, but Malcher making the move. He's done waiting for Shepard to make that move on Arndt. He's going to make the move on Shepard and go right after Arndt. Is it going to be successful? I don't think it is. No, he's going to get the nose under. I didn't expect that he actually would. Oh, this is a rematch brewing. Malcher and Anderson have had actually a decent rivalry. They battled in Bermuda. They battled in La Colina. These two have had races where they've battled each other to a finish before. And each of them have come out on top once against each other. So I guess this is the tiebreaker between them. Shepard moves up into third, get past Arndt. Now these two, if they stick on the pace that we think they are, they should reel in Anderson. It shouldn't be too hard. It's up to the 40 of Kieran Malcher to bring this group up to Anderson. He's got the pace. He's 2/10 cut. Malcher's got the pace to do it. He's just got to go for it. And now Arndt can see that 38 in his rearview mirror. We're on lap 40. Having had a caution like 20 laps, which is great. But that 38 in his rearview mirror is coming, and he needs to make a move. And he's going to go after Shepard. Does not want to let the 38 go. But the 38 making the move on the 99 of Skylar Johnson now. Johnson instead going to jump low on Shepard. This is still going to give Roush another spot. As long as he can get through Shepard. And now it's just up to Kieran Malcher to catch Anderson. Anderson has dominated this race. It's a pace out of Anderson that we haven't seen in a long time, but it's a pace that we've wanted to see. It's a pace we know he has. Fitzwater Australia seems to be falling off the map a little bit, though. I don't see Fitzwater. Fitzwater dropping back a lot. I also see that we're missing an 8 car in this pack. 26th, he's dropped back. He was fighting with Halleck and jumping through this pack. Halleck in 10th now. Rowe in 8th. Where's Jackson? He's buried in this pack. Jackson does not have the pace his teammates have. Nowhere near it. These guys have been quick all day. Half a 10th cut again out of Malcher. Malcher needs to pick it up a little bit more, though. He needs a mistake out of Anderson. He needs something. Sanderson just cut 3 more tenths on him. This whole pack is fighting together. Now, Rowe is joining into the battle. Alexander Rowe almost won this championship last season. Looking to possibly get a win here in Twin Ring to help his championship fight. He's up there. He's in the top 10 in the championship, if I'm correct. This could be his chance. These guys are just not catching Anderson. Malcher may lose another one to him. This small little rivalry that's happened in the last season between Anderson and Malcher, they're in a tiebreaker state right now, and I think Anderson's got this. As long as he can keep this pace up. She lost a little more time, but it's almost a 10th. That's not enough. A 10th a lap is not going to cut it now. A 10th a lap and you will lose to Anderson. You need big cuts now. You need 3, 4 10th cuts on Anderson. Oh, there's some disruption. Rowe is a problem! Oh no! Alexander Rowe breaks down from 5th. I was wondering what was going on in the pack. There was some jumbling going on, and that's what happened. The 87 is in the pits. Big issue. But this was what Roush needed. He needed something to help him here. That's very unfortunate for the driver of the 87. Maverick did not want that, but they still got Halleck. Halleck's still hunting. They ain't catching him. At this pace, they're not catching him. They're going to need something. They need to work together to catch Anderson. Anderson, like I mentioned, from the start of this race, he hunted right through this pack. This is Season 3 pace Anderson. This is what we know him for. And why he deserves a good spot, a good racing slot on the grid. This is the reason. Anderson is so solid on track. He's so quick. When he gets on form, it's a thing. It's something to look at. Because the driver of the 43 has gone unchallenged this whole race. He got out front. He's not necessarily getting away, though. He's not like 8-9 seconds out like Halleck was at Lime Rock. He's just kind of keeping pace. He got out front and he kept pace. Was that caution? That is caution. Oh my god, as we were talking about, that's the thing Anderson wanted the least. Anderson did not want a caution at this time. Because a caution means that this race is not over. It means that here's Mulcher right up to his rear. What happened at the caution? Again, it's another one of these basic spins. Finn Guy and Thompson. Another misjudgment out of the corner. And another slam into the wall. And just that little spin would bring out the caution and may have cursed Anderson. We'll be back. Other than being wrecked himself, this was the worst case scenario for Max Anderson. Other than a mechanical issue, this is the one thing he didn't want to happen. And that is a caution, because this means Mulcher now has an opportunity. He has a chance to go after the 43, to make that charge. But it's up to what Anderson can do off this start. Anderson's been so good on these restarts all day long. He made the move before turn 1 on Gerard Aron after the first restart. And Anderson's been on the greatest pace we've seen him in a season. So, Max Anderson, for what will be the final time, we will not go green again. I don't think we will. If we have a caution, even if we come out like right now, I don't think we'll have another green. So, Max Anderson will lead it down for the final time, lap 55-60. Here in Twin Ring Motegi for our final time. Can he hold him off? Green flag back in the air. One last time. And again, it's a great start from the 43. But now Arndt making a move. I see Roush making a move. You know that these two want to hunt each other. I'm not sure if they even want to hunt Anderson. Roush is not focused on Anderson. He's focused on that 05, who is getting as far away from him as he can. Anderson has not won since Bermuda last season. He's been desperately trying to catch that 01. William Brock on the all-time win list, who's at 9. Anderson's at 7, going for 8. 4 laps to go for Max Anderson. Your Season 3 champion looks like he's going to be back on top for his first time this season. Fitzwater Australia trying to get 2 races in a row. First it was Jay Durrell winning in the number 9, who is going to be replacing Fitzwater after Season 8, after he retires. But Anderson, released from the team, not going to be returning next season, but still wants to show that he deserves a place at the last ranked B team, being full frontal. Trying to prove that he can do well, that he can still perform. 3 laps to go for Max Anderson. And Fitzwater Australia Racing trying to go back to the winner's circle. And Roush making the move on Arndt. This is the move that Arndt doesn't want to happen. The 38 of Scott Roush, second in points versus the points leader. I'm not even sure if they want to even focus on Anderson. Not with them near each other. They're going to fight. Anderson, with these two behind, it may not even be close. Anderson, 2 to go at Twin Ring Motegi. Oh boy, 8 more corners, 8 more turns, and it's over. through 1 and 2. Roush, you need to pick it up if you want. He's not even focusing on Anderson. You can tell he's being defensive. He's defending from the 0-5. He's not focused on Anderson. And that's gonna just give him the win. Oh, here we go. White flag in the air for your Season 3 champion, Max Anderson. Going for number 8. You're second on the all-time win list, hunting William Brock, trying to beat him to number 10. It's a long shot if he can beat him to number 10, but it's still possible, and he's proving that it's still possible. He's proving that it can be done. And Max Anderson, even though he's losing his ride at Fitzwater, Australia, trying to make up time on that 0-1, and he will here today. Roush is not close enough. He won't be able to attack, and out of the last corner, Max Anderson will win here in Japan at Twin Ring Motegi. And Roush will defend from Arndt for second. And Anderson is now an 8-time winner. Still second on the all-time win list, and now 1 behind William Brock. Anderson proving that he could still run with the best, and Roush was not able to catch. He was too focused on the 0-5 behind him, and he will defend from him for second, but it's not a win, and it is a win for Max Anderson here in Twin Ring Motegi. Dominant performance, quick all day long, and it'll be a win for Fitzwater, Australia. Their second win of the season, their second win in a row. Congratulations to Max Anderson. You look through the pack, some of the people who needed good days. Shepard, of all people, needed a good day. He really did. Aiden Shepard qualified 5th, will end 5th, and it's a great performance. His first great one after his injury. Great one just overall for the team, Maverick. Not Maverick, for Roush Racing. It was a decent day for Maverick, but it kind of just fell apart after Rowe dropped out. Where did Fitzwater end up? Geez, 25th. That's a shame. But Rowe did end up dropping out due to a piston issue, which is not what you'd want to see. But it happens. Just overall, Cover Haas did not have a good day. You see the 1 and the 66. Where's the 58? We saw him actually, 14th. That's the best result for that team today. But overall, it's the great day for Fitzwater, Australia, and Max Anderson. He has his teammate down in 12, so overall, a good result for them. Congratulations to Max Anderson for number 8. Win number 8 is one that he's been looking for a while, so to now know that he's hunting William Brock again, he's back on the hunt, and for his 3rd season in a row, he'll win a race, so he won't go winless this season. Congratulations to Max Anderson. Let's go look at your full finishing results. So it's Max Anderson taking the top of the boards here in Japan at Twin Ring Motegi. Roush 2nd, Arndt 3rd, Malcher 4th, Shepard 5th, Monaco 6th, Windhelm in 7th, Jovic in 8th, Vincent in 9th, and Philip Scott rounding out your top 10. 2 of Scott Ganassi up in the top 10. It's a good result for them here today. But it's definitely the best result overall for the Roush Racing Enterprises team. It's a 2-5-6, which is probably the best performance this season as a team. And it's one that they've needed to try to boost themselves up back into rank A, as it's just been a fight between them, Epic Motorsports, which will now be Thundersport Racing Australia, and Shock Allison Racing, who have all been fighting for this last rank A spots. And Roush Racing Enterprises definitely making the case to try to make it up there. Looking near the rear, again, some people did not have the day they wanted. Pericles just did not have the pace. We didn't really talk about him all day. Brock, same with him. Eric Monaco. Paulson got involved in that early incident. Couldn't recover. Who else? We didn't really have too many big championship contenders near the bottom. They're all actually closer to the top, except for people like Rowe, down at 35th, will not score points, which is a big hit to his championship. Something that he definitely didn't want. Something that's just he's going to have to deal with. He's going to have to try to make it up going forward. Jones up in 21st. That's a great result for him and Red Stallion Racing down in rank D. It's They've been on a decent performance lately, ever since their win in Armory Digital in Brazil. And now Jones, just a good performance altogether for him. We look through the pack a little bit more. Again, Jackson up in 13th. Jackson and Halleck bringing Maverick of 11 and 13. An okay day for Maverick GP, your constructors points leaders, but I do think that it might actually change hands over to Scott Ganassi. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure it might. Jovic going to lose some points to Arndt. There's only one championship contender that's going to gain points on your points leader, John Arndt, and that's going to be Scott Roush. But an overall good day for a lot of your points contenders. Even the ones that are losing points to John Arndt in the championship aren't losing too much. You got Windhelm in 7th. Obviously, Jovic in 8th. We just talked about him. Jackson in 13th. A little bit more than he wanted to lose, but he'll have to deal with it for now. But congratulations to Max Anderson. Let's go look at your points position.